yeah. Oh yeah, we live? Yeah, we live. Can I hear myself? Can I hear myself? Yeah, buddy. What's up? Good morning. Happy Friday. A fine Friday morning. Friday, July 3rd. Way too hot to be wearing a hat right now. So I got my bald dome hanging out. Enough of that. What's up, everybody? Just kidding. A little more. Yeah, enough of that now. What's up? Happy Friday, everybody. What's up? Welcome to a fine Friday edition of BS with Hannas. That's me out here live on YouTube at BS with Hannas with me, Nikki Hannas. That's what I call myself online. My little morning talk show, man. I'll come out here Monday, Wednesday, Friday, talk about what's going on, what I'm thinking, mostly about what I'm thinking. Try not to emphasize too much about what's going on out there. There's plenty of other people for that. Most of the other people are better at it anyway. And largely, it's a waste of time. But, you know, what I'm about, dude, I'm just like, I'm a musician. Shit, man. What do you do? I had someone ask me that the other night. What have you been up to? Where do I start, man? You know, like, that's fine. People that ask you that, what's up, man? How you been? What you been up to? I just don't know how to answer it. Like, you know, I'm balls deep in just doing things. I don't really have time where I just sit and relax. Maybe I get 45 minutes of that at the end of my day, you know, but I just trying to just get after it, man. And it's a Friday, so that's what we do. Friday, July 3rd. I think today is the federally observed celebration of Independence Day, so get that USA chant going on. USA, USA. I still got to work. Be off tomorrow, but, you know, it's time to go sweat it out in the burger joint all day. But, you know, get there when I get there, dude. The good mornings that I like when I wake up, man, I wake up and take a nice walk. Yeah, I was out walking today with that weighted vest on, dude, sweating. I got back into my crib and my beater was soaked. That's good, though. That's a real good way to start the day. We're in a heat wave, a heat dome over the Philadelphia area, AKA it's summer, it's hot. We know this. Yeah, I got back in, did a little bit of reading. Here I am talking to the people. And then we're about to go to the gym, dog. Go hit that chest and arms day on a fine Friday. And then we go to work all day. Sweat it out. Handle business. And then when I'm done, it's back to writing and studying. You know, I mean, like, yeah, what you been up to? Well, I'll be 3 years sober tomorrow. So that's kick ass. That's a great thing. Over the past half a year or so since January, I mean, I got my LLC. I got my personal training cert. Launched the Heavy Blues Metal drop shipping clothing line. So you can hit that up if you want. HeavyBluesMetal.com. Just inching my way forward, man. I got a full manuscript of 1 out of 3 planned books that I'm trying to write. Demos of a couple different music projects going on. Kept ripping the podcast. Been doing this for over the past year or so. Incremental things, man. And that's, you know, it's what I like to refer to as reps in the dark, bro. Not everyone sees it, and I don't really know how to explain it because I'm so thoroughly, like, in the process. You've been ripping, keep ripping. That's right. F&A. Keep ripping. That's what that means, dude. A relentless pursuit. You know, one small act after the other. Small acts build up, just like small neglects do. So as I sit here on a Friday, and what I like to talk about on Fridays typically, in the newer scheme of things out here, you know, it's like, look at the big picture. Monday, let's zoom in and just get all cerebral with it, right? What's right in front of us? Wednesday, what's a little bit further out? Friday, what's the big picture of it all? I mean, For me, this time 3 years ago, yeah, this was my planned this was my planned last hurrah. I'd planned on getting sober for about, I entertained the thought for a long time, but I wasn't really serious about it till about June 2023. And I'm like, you know what? It's got to be 4th of July. It's got to be the 4th of July. That's when I got to seize my own independence and reject the tyranny that is the drink. Because that's what it was. That's what it turned into for me. There was no control. There was no real autonomy at a certain point. I'd have one beer, that turned into two. After two beers, I wanted to smoke some weed. Smoking weed, maybe want some liquor. Then I would just drink whatever was there, wherever I was, wherever I wanted to go. And after, four, five, or six drinks, which was normal, you know, eight, nine, 10 was maybe a little less normal, but pretty normal. What I mean? That's when my ears would perk up and I'd start wanting some Coke. So that was just bad news. And I couldn't have one without the other. I couldn't just have two beers and relax. I couldn't just smoke a joint and chill. And when I had a beer, I would crack that first beer and I'd be like, I don't even want this. But here I am doing it. I would take that first toke. I'm like, I don't even want this. I smoked weed for a long time. I never got the fear. I never got the anxiety. I never got the panic. Then all of a sudden it just started happening. So I would drink to calm down. And then it was just a spiral, just constantly. Yeah, it was just, this was my last hurrah. Remember, I worked probably about a half day, went to the bar, spent my $7 in tips. Because if we remember back during Joe Biden's America, the economy, inflation, so on and so forth. Yeah, the burger game wasn't as lucrative to me then as it is now. So I probably took like one delivery, made a little small amount of money, then went right to the bar to blow it. So that's what I did. And while I was there, me and my homie, he was like, you know what? Yeah, you're gonna quit tomorrow. Let's blow it out. So we were, banging out shots and drinking beers, whatever. I was gifted a case of beer for my birthday from someone who didn't think I was gonna quit. They were like, yeah, whatever, dude. It's not gonna happen. All right. So he gave me a case of beer and a big bottle of Jameson. Okay. So me and my boy were at the bar and he decides to go out, get a bag. I might as well do this thing right. He went out to go get that blow, get that eight ball or whatever. So I'm sitting at home just waiting, sipping on beers. I didn't really break into the Jameson right away, but I'm just sitting there chilling. And where'd my boy go? Where'd he go? I guess he went to go score and ended up chilling with the dealer. And, you know how that goes. So he was MIA. And then one of my other homies hit me up. And him and his girl had just gotten into like a fight or something at the time. So he needed a hand. He called me and he asked if he could like stash some of his guitars or whatever at my crib. And I'm like, yeah, dude. And I can like hear the fight and shit going on in the background. I'm like, bro, if you need help, like, I'll come give you a hand, like whatever you need. So I went out, rolled up, picked him up, helped him out, stashed some of the stuff. And, I'm like, dude, you can crash at the crib. Like, if your girl's freaking out, you don't got to stay there. It's cool. Yeah, and then we hung out. We passed that bottle of JMO back and forth. My boy never came back with the Coke. It's a sign from God. I didn't need that. Never came back with the drugs. So we just hung out and listened to music and pontificated about life and music and art and achievement and blah, 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 blah. You know, and that was really important. My dude gifted me his Fender Jaguar for that. So I still have that. I need to restring it and actually play it. Yeah, then the next day was 4th of July. And it was weird. I remember waking up and being like, man, so I got to stick to my word now. Yeah, I got to stick to my word now, man. And it was strange. It was an element of sadness. There's in the big picture. For me, I wonder how much of my identity I just inserted into the like character. My character. I mean, that's what I'm writing about right now. Reps in the dark. Your character is. Oh, yo, Maddie's in the chat. Yeah, Maddie just had a kid. Theo says, "Hey, yo, ha ha ha, hell yeah, congratulations, man. Love you, brother. Hope you guys are hanging out righteously in the hospital. That's awesome, dude. That's awesome. Very, very happy for you guys. Yeah, I'm just out here talking about when I got sober. Yeah, Maddie, you're sober now too. Yeah, it's the best move I ever did. And if character is the result, you build your character with every action. Every small action leads to the next small action, which leads to the next small action. It's just like reading a book. One sentence turns into two sentences. Sentences are made up of words. Word, word, sentence, 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 sentence. Section, chapter, book, archive, libraries, history. Like it builds. Characters the same way. All the actions of my life, as I was thinking about it, it's like, man, what am I left with? I wasn't really proud or happy with myself about what I'd habitually constructed to be my character at the time. So I wake up 4th of July and, it's a hot summer day and I'm a little hungover. Thankfully, not that hungover, you know. I avoided the drugs, so it wasn't like I was demon possessed, just mildly demon possessed. But it was hopeful. I was hopeful. I said to myself, man, I said, this is the last time. This is the last time I'm going to say it's the last time, too. There were a couple times when I'm like, yeah, I'm done. Yeah, I'm done. I need to cut back. I need to put it on a break. Blah, blah, blah. And it just never happened. So I would always give myself a way out. I would always give myself a way out, some kind of justification, some kind of rationalization, some kind of reasonability, plausible understanding or some nonsense like that, man. Yeah, yeah, just can't do it. So I just hung out, low key, day with the family that day, picnic at my pop's house. And he don't drink. He's a veteran of sorts, an old timer, I think they call him. Yeah, and my boy was down the street, and I went and said, yo, EMP, I'm gonna have one beer with you, and this will be the last time, dog. You ain't gonna see me fucked up ever again. And that was it. And that was 3 years ago tomorrow, man. Best thing I ever did. So in the big picture, here we are on a Friday, 4th of July on a Friday. Everyone's off on a Friday. Well, 4th of July on a Saturday. Everyone's off on a Friday, federally holiday, 3-day weekend, fireworks, beach, heat wave, 250 years of America. Yeah, man. Instead of people reading their Thomas Paine or George Washington or John Adams, they ain't doing that. They ain't doing their diligence to be, the American. This is where I start to pontificate too much because my whole thing with that is like I got to be the American that I admire. You know, I'm gonna sit around and watch slop on the television and drink this poison. Well, get off your high horse. My high horse is like Icarus, dog. I'm flying higher than all y'all on that high horse. My task is to not fly too close. Arrogance is unbecoming and not good. But neither here nor there. Because it's like, is that what I'm gonna do? Nah, man, it's not the American that I admire. It's fun. I had plenty of 4th of July blowouts. Certainly did, but nah, man, there's a bigger play, man. The stakes are way higher than I ever thought they were when I was just living wantonly and unfocused and rudderless and drifting, you know? It's what the devil does. The devil gets you to drift. Live unfocused, live unintentional. Shame on you when that happens. You got no control over it. You're not living with any focus. And you're going to have the audacity to claim a deserved end result of that. It's not how it works. It's not how it works, man. So, for what that's worth, that's what I'm thinking about, man, when I zoom out. When I zoom out on a Friday, I'll be happy to go to a meeting this weekend and get my 3-year chip. I'll be happy to see my family and not have remnants of visible shame and regret and all that stuff just hanging off me, energetically just charged with that negative energy, man. That's what it is. The young bulls talk about, what do they call it now? Aura. He's got an aura. Yeah, well, auras go both ways, man. Most people ain't proud of themselves. And a lot of people that present themselves as if they're proud of themselves, it's an eminence front, my friend. It's a put on. And it's not my place to judge or condemn or really put too much stock into how other people be operating, but I can, you know, if all the work I'm doing, someone asks me, "So how you been? What you up to?" I don't know where to start because, you know, people only know what I share. My head is down metaphorically. My hoodie is up metaphorically. I'm just ripping, just grinding, trying to build something, making up for lost time. And maybe that's a psychological mechanism too, compensation, so to speak. But good, good. The time is now, and the iron is hot. So I got to keep striking. I don't know where to start. So what you been up to? Eh, Sculpting, claiming authorship, you know? And that's a heady thought. That's a heady thought. Not really concerned about what other people are doing. And if I'm doing my work in the proverbial dark, you know what I mean? That don't mean people ain't watching. So then what happens when you show up on the 4th of July to the family picnic or wherever? You know, you showing up with big jacked arms? You showing up or fat slob? You showing up hungover and weak, soft, tired? Oh, we drank too much last night. Or, yeah, I threw that weighted vest on and got some sweat equity under my balls today. I've reached down and felt them and they're still there. What's up? Good to see everybody. Then it's good to be seen. That's what I'm thinking about. Yeah, just with the 2.5 years sober. That's awesome. Yeah, man. We all win. That's what it is, dude. That's what it is. This is what all the greats talk about. In that same conversation the other night when it's like, so what you been up to? It was a not a heated discussion, but someone else jumped in. I was hanging out with my artist friends. Someone else jumped in and I forget. I mean, I was wearing my heavy blues metal merch with a big American flag on it because I can wear an American flag with no shame. But the other person didn't really like that. So they're kind of putting words in my mouth about something. And I'm like, dude, it just comes down to being what you admire. You have to do that. You have to do that. And I reject looking at people as groups or looking at people as this vague, amorphous, undefined monolith collective. It starts with the individual. Starts with the individual. Maddie says God is good. That's right. That's right. God is good. We have that in us. We matter. You matter. Every individual matters. And it behooves us to handle what we can handle with us first. Got to clean your house before being concerned about these big things out there. And if I'm showing up every day as a bad example, don't ever listen to what I'm saying. Same with anybody, man. So I don't know. That's a bit more deep and introspective and weighty on a Friday, but that's all right, man. That's what we do. You never know what you're getting out here with Hannas. Come out here and say what's on my mind. Minimal F bombs. You like that, Maddie? The profanity is getting put on a tighter leash. That's all right. And almost 20 minutes. Yeah, it's good enough for me. Happy Friday, everybody. Happy 4th, everybody. Maybe I'll come out here tomorrow and have another 4th of July special. I did one last year and I was reading. What was I reading? Give Me Liberty, some Patrick Henry. Oh, yeah. Maybe I'll come out tomorrow and do it. Maybe, maybe not. We'll find out, dude. We'll find out. But for today, it's been a good morning. Everybody just kill it. Happy Friday to you. Whatever you're doing, do it well. Crush, kill, destroy. Onwards. Thanks for hanging out on a fine Friday morning with me, Nikki B. Hannas, here on my live YouTube morning channel. No script, improv, riffing, top of the mind. Sometimes I'll have a note or a book. Oh, I got a book right here. What do I got? Here we go. On a Friday, my man, Norman Vincent Peale, July 3rd. What's he got? What's the final words of wisdom today? You will never know what great things you can do until you try. Really try. That's right. Which means to say, keep ripping. And I'm out. Happy Friday. BS with Hannas on YouTube. Send it out to Amazon Podcast, Spotify Podcast, Apple Podcast, so on and so forth. You want some music? Got the other YouTube channel, Nikki B. Hannas Music. Studio stuff, nikkibhannas.com, nikkibhannas.bandcamp.com, Nikki B. Hannas on all streaming services. You want some merch? You like the message? You want to rep the message? HeavyBluesMetal.com. Hit me up on the Instagram at HeavyBluesMetal. You like the channel? You like this? Follow it. You really like it? Patreon links down there. You want to see everything else I'm up to? All those links are down there. You think I suck? You think I'm stupid? You think the bald head is dumb? You think the sunglasses are dumb? That's cool. You're wrong. It's all good. I'm out. Chest and arm day is calling. One love. Happy Friday. USA. Peace.